Welcome to this training about the requirements for cannabis lounges in Nevada to provide a diversity plan with their application for a cannabis lounge license. My name is Jay Cafaretta, and I will be your host today. I have over 30 years of experience in adult education, specifically in cultural competency, diversity, marginalized social identities, and the criminal justice system. I have provided training for the state as well as private and public entities, federal prosecutors, and many others. I have offered CEUs for lawyers at the state and federal level of the criminal justice system. Welcome. The diversity plan final PDF is linked in the description box for your convenience. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more updates about cultural competency in Nevada. So let's get started. The first thing to remember is, or think about, is what is actually included in the diversity plan. These are the elements as listed, and we will go through each one and explain how you can meet this requirement. While the only 7 are required, each one must be met and conform to the listed requirements. With the new laws allowing for cannabis lounges, the state of Nevada legislators decided that addressing some of the inequities that have been part of the war on drugs should be addressed by the cannabis industry as a whole. This law is a direct outcome from those discussions. Again, there are only 7 required elements, and most of these are very straightforward and easy to provide with your application. Some are harder, but we will discuss each element at a time. So what is included? Number 1 is the demographics. The demographics of each of these groups of people, regardless of how many there are in each group. This is pretty straightforward. Again, looking at the census form from 2020, we can see what might be included in the requested information. That being said, making folks aware that they will have to provide this information when they are hired or join your organization helps to create expectations about working in this environment. There is no social identity that is not allowed, but folks must reveal their demographics in order to be part of the organization if it wants to be granted a license. Suppliers are not listed here, nor are growers or distributors, but take a close look at the list and mentally prepare yourself for where your folks will fit into these categories. Number 2, strategies for obtaining a diverse group. Strategies include things like seeking applicants for these positions from less than traditional sources. It can also mean adding into every job announcement, board application, employees, management, independent contractors listings to include language to the effect of something like the following. Very basic. These, again, are just some examples of language that could be used, and your organization will likely have a mission statement and a vision statement for providing access to cannabis products, either medicinally or recreationally, and those words might also be included in your announcements and marketing tools. Again, some of these you will recognize from many other types of job listings, like women, minorities, and folks from marginalized communities are encouraged to apply. Some of the things that may not be typical are a conviction for a drug-related offense may not eliminate you from any position in the company. Some of this also follows along the, eliminate the box where people are required when applying for a job to indicate if they have ever been convicted of any kind of a crime. So again, these are the kinds of things that are different when it comes to the cannabis industry. Number 3, employee diversity goals. Now, it isn't enough to have a recruiting plan in place because often marginalized folks may have been hired, but due to company culture or unwritten rules, they may find themselves in a position where, despite what the company says, what the company does is quite different. This is about being aware of the company culture and how the company perceives diversity, equity, and inclusion when it comes to things like employees and staff and even board members and and contractors. Now, again, these retention goals are different, but they have to be included. Some ideas for retention will be listed in the mentoring and training requirements, but even recognize that retention of quality employees adds to the bottom line of any business, and knowing that it is ideal to add it to any strategic plan a company might propose. Most of these requirements will be placed into any strategic plan a company makes for market share, distribution, and the like. A 5-year business plan is critical to seeing the longevity of an organization and where it is headed. Number 4, a plan for diversity-related outreach or events. Attending conferences and summits that involve the ongoing business of the cannabis industry, such as lobbying, investors, going public, and spreading the word about your organization, is critical to ensure its success. Without outreach and marketing, your clients may have a harder time finding you. And in the states where cannabis is not yet legal, planning and having a strategy to appeal to those customers, clients, and even investors is important. Creating or collaborating on a cannabis conference, attending a cannabis conference directed at a particular population, such as managing cancer or chronic pain, is always a good start. Educational tools for end users is also part of an ongoing strategy to gain market share. This is where the end user of any cannabis product is educated about the ways in which it can benefit them or the things to be concerned about or to watch out for. And again, please note that this states clearly that the applicant will actually conduct outreach and events. That means that you will have to do it in order to support your diversity goals in ownership, investment, management, employment, and contracting. Number 5, mentoring, training, and professional development programs. Now, this requirement means that you already have a plan for mentoring, training, and professional development in place. However, if you do not have such a structure, please reach out to me and we can create a plan for you and your organization that meets this requirement. Some of these required elements of a mentoring program include things like who is assigned a mentor, how long that relationship should last, and what is the desired outcome of the mentoring process. And remember, creating a plan of succession, much like a chain of command, requires planning with the understanding that your organization is here for the long haul and it will continue to develop good people, better employees, better staff, better managers, and even better investors. Number 6, timelines and benchmarks. These timelines should also include the consequences for not meeting these goals or benchmarks. In addition, a plan to rectify these shortcomings is important for the organization. While not stated here, it makes sense that the organization will have a plan to redress these inequities. Number 7, the kitchen sink. This really does sound like, and duties as assigned, the catch-all phrase to make sure that your job description includes anything anyone asks you to do. But really, it is intended to provide the applicant, you, to really shine in any areas or population that you serve specifically. Again, thinking back to oncology or even chronic pain. This can mean specific outreach that you do with ethnic communities, patients or clients, and the like. You can offer insight into what your organization believes is the most important aspect of your business in providing access to cannabis and cannabis related products. This is the area for your most creative work in the field. In conclusion, your next steps. All of these are required, but a closer look at your mission and vision statements might be the best place to start. Having a board of directors that are committed to diversity and equity goes a long way in accomplishing your goals to become a licensed cannabis provider. Thank you again for watching my presentation. Feel free to take a picture of this slide for future reference or to reach out to me directly. I am always happy to help you to develop your diversity plan, policies, procedures, vision and mission statements, and assist you in completing your application. Thank you again.